Morning Boss Talk. Today, or this week, we're talking all about transformation, and I'm going to be teaching principles from my book, The 4 Phases of Transformation. So make sure you stop by bfandkrumah.com and pick up a copy of The 4 Phases of Transformation. Today's topic is recognizing the changes that need to be made in me. Yesterday I talked about becoming aware that there's more to the world and that there's more to you than what has previously been, and talked about identifying what your more is, that thing that you want, that desire, that end goal. But for some odd reason, we feel like we want everything in the world to change, our life to change, everybody to change, but we don't want to change anything about ourselves. We don't want to change what we do, what we think, or how we think, where we hang out. We don't want to change anything about our lives, but we expect that life is going to change. But you got to take a assessment of the things that got to change in you. So I'm going to give you a way to really break this thing down. We got one question that we're going to ask 4 different ways that's going to put you in position of identifying all of the things that you need to change in your life. And once you make these changes, once you make these adjustments, I'm telling you, bossing up is right there. So the question is the life I'm leading me to the life that I want? Is the life that I'm leading me to the life that I want? Very simple, but very deep at the same time. Because when you look at where you say you're trying to go, when you look at the life that you say you're trying to live, if I look at your life today, is that going to point me in that direction? You can't just live any old kind of way and expect to boss up. You can't just live any old kind of way and expect to be successful. Your life has to line up with where you allegedly say you're going to be or say you want to be. You can't tell me you see yourself being a doctor, but then you ain't in school. It don't make sense. So whatever it is or whoever it is you say you want to become, your life has to look like it's heading in that direction. So is the life that I'm leading me to the life that I want? We're going to ask this question 4 ways. First ways, is my thinking leading me to the life that I want? Many of us have these grand ideas of what we say we want to be, but then we have the most pessimistic, we have the most, I don't want to say ghetto, but we have the most impoverished thinking. We have the most negative thinking. We have the most ignorant thinking because we're not learning or studying anything. And somehow we expect to achieve our goals when our thinking, we don't think on the lines of somebody who's going to accomplish whatever your desired result is. You can't think like a street person, where you're always trying to get over on somebody, where you always trying to cut corners, where you always trying to do something illegal. You can't think like that, but then think you're going to be in business. Now, understand, I know of some business people that do some things and their practices aren't right. That don't mean you got to be like that. And for the most part, some of them are successful before they start doing that. Then they start doing that stuff, and then they end up losing their businesses. So you can't have a certain kind of mindset and then think you're going to live a different type of life. Your mindset is going to dictate the life that you live. So if you're thinking like a boss, then you'll end up living like a boss. But you can't have boss aspirations if you still think like a worker. If you still think like a follower. If you still think like somebody who follows trends, waves, and fads. So ask yourself this question: is my thinking leading me to the life that I want? The second question: are my actions leading me to the life that I want? What do you do on a daily basis? What are your actions like? Again, with a doctor analogy, if you want to be a doctor, have you signed up for college? Have you signed up for med school? If you want to start a business, have you signed up for some business classes, or are you watching some lectures online? Whatever you want to do. If you want to better your character, are you reading books to learn how to better your character, what your character should be? What do you do? Are your actions leading you to the life that you want? You can't have a life where all you do is party and have sex and you just in a drunken stupor most of the time, on the block all the time. and think your life gonna change? Are your actions leading you to the life that you want? If every day you're not doing something that's going to lead you to your goal, guess where you're not getting? You're not getting to your goal. So you got to recognize when you're not doing the things that you need to do and then correct them. That's what this whole thing is about. Recognizing the changes that need to be made in me. So you got to look at everything you do every day and ask yourself, is this leading me to where I want to go? Is that leading me to where I want to go? I did these 10 things today. Are any of those things goal-oriented? Are any of those things going to lead me to the desired result of my life? Next question. Are my surroundings leading me to the life that I want? I teach this all the time, and I can't really interact with you guys because you can't just respond. But let's say you see a child. Always get straight A's in science. He's always at science fairs. He's a part of the science clubs. He reads science books. Just everything you see him engaging in, everything is science, science, science. What do you think this little boy or little girl is going to do when they get older? Everybody has the same answer. He's going to do something involved with science. And then I ask why. And they say because every day he's doing something that has to do with science. Well, if I look at your life, where are you going? See, when I give that analogy, everybody can make the contrast between what he does, where he's at every day, what he does every day, and where he's going, but yet we can't do the same thing with ourselves. See, your life is the total sum of the top 5 places that you spend the most time at. So if we see this little boy, science, 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 and we say, damn, he's always at some science, that means he's going to do something with science. If I look at your life every day, where you hang every day, where is that going to show me your life headed to? These are the things that we have to challenge ourselves. The last question, and this is the one, oh boy, this is the one that gets us. Are my associates leading me to the life that I want? And I did a video on this not too long ago when I talked about what are your day ones bringing to you today. Not only is your life the total sum of the top 5 places that you spend every day, that you spend your most time at every day, you're also the total sum of the top 5 people that you spend the most time with. So if you look around at the 5 people that you hang with all the time, what they do, what the conversations are like, what they try to get you to do, that shows you where you're going to be. See, we can't think we can just hang everywhere with everybody and we're going to be elevated in life. No, because you need some people who are going to challenge you. You need some people who are going to motivate you. You know, I gave you those 5 people that you need in your life. So if your associates are not leading you to the life that you want, it's something that you got to change. And this is the hardest thing because we have this idea that we have to have this undying loyalty to people who've been around, no matter if they're making our lives better or worse. Now, again, as I said in the other video, I never tell people to cut anybody off. I tell you to add new people in your life to bring value. And you keep your old friends, but you got to deal with them in a different capacity. Because if you're trying to get somewhere, you got to be around some people every day who's pouring into your future and not your past. So, is my life leading me to the life that I want? Is the question that you have to ask yourself. And you have to ask yourself, is my thinking leading me to the life that I want? Are my actions leading me to the life that I want? Are my surroundings leading me to the life that I want? And are my associates leading me to the life that I want? When you really ask yourself those questions and you identify all of that and you make some changes, you're going to boss up immediately. You're going to change your life. Success is going to be right on the way. Like I said earlier, this is all from my book, The 4 Phases of Transformation. If you go to bfandkrumah.com, pick up the book. It's a checklist at the end of every chapter for you to chronicle your actual work and how you are transforming. The book is only $10, so make sure you go on bfandkrumah.com, pick up a copy of that book, and be waiting May 17th, the drop of Boss Up, The Rules to Being the Boss, my new physical book and audio book that also comes with the soundtrack. And remember, y'all, I love y'all.